Hey everyone, this is Manly Badass Zero, and welcome back to The Letter. Previously, we were a real estate agent, and we sealed the deal and got the money. Money is very important. In the end, only Becca and Zach could come. Ash, on the other hand, can't be reached. All my calls went straight to his voicemail, and that means his terrible ringtone kept playing over and over again. He's at it again. Right here today, gone the next day. Oh well, his loss. We've agreed to meet at a nearby cafe. The same one I usually frequent with Becca because it's cheap, and they give away free bread around closing time. I'm never saying no to free stuff. Quaint, a little old-fashioned, that looks a wee bit out of place amidst the city's tall buildings, but we love it all the same. Much like the small building's facade, the interior carries an antiquated charm to it. Vintage art pieces and a row of shelves boasting an extensive collection of books cover the walls. It would have been nice to hang out here for hours on end, but even on a weekend, the place is still packed with people. Thankfully, Becca and Zach have already found seats and is engaged in some casual chatter when I arrive. It's strange seeing the two of them without Ash accompanying the other. They've never been particularly close. Sure, they talk when they meet, laugh at the same thing when there's something funny, but there's distance, the kind born purely out of differing interests. That or Zach's simply afraid of Becca. It's not impossible, and I won't blame him if he is. He might be the tallest in our group, but everyone knows that means nothing against Becca's temper. I beg to differ. No, actually, no, I don't. She probably is pretty scary. Even I am a little scared of her.
Zach! Becca! Well, you seem to be in a better mood today. What happened?
Nothing. Oh, wait, money.
I know that smile, Belle. Come on, still.
We got the money.
Don't rush me. I'm still trying to find the proper words for this.
Just say we got the money.
Let's order food first, okay?
A waitress comes by to take our order. With the money I just got. On a normal day, me and Becca will order a hearty serving of their special vegetarian stovies. Zach takes anything with a good helping of meat, sausages, and potatoes in it. I'm actually kind of like that. I'm all about the meat. But today's a good day. Great even. It's not wrong to indulge a little, right?
Today's special. For the three of us.
Even the person jotting our order down looks surprised at today's meal choice. She writes it nevertheless and leaves without a comment. Becca furrows her brows in consternation, her mouth halfway open, ready to let loose a string of reprimands. I have not seen anyone really use that word, that casually. Ever.
Don't worry. It's my treat.
The glare Becca sends me reminds me of the one I got from Mama, when I punched a kid bowling my younger brother 18 summers ago. Naturally, I never did it again after she made me apologize the next day. But Becca's far from being my mom. A small sheepish grin is enough to dissolve that frown into a defeated sigh. Oh well. Food arrives in the middle of a funny story from Zach, putting the rest of the conversation on hold as we each served our order. It isn't anything fancy. We've got a pan-roasted sea bass with citrus-dressed asparagus and a portion of mashed potatoes on the side. Or at least that's what the daily special board says. Very expensive. Never did pay any attention to it whenever I come here, since they price whatever's written way above what I'm willing to spend on the food on a single day. Doesn't seem that bad, I mean... Extra large coffee's $5.50. One of them's $4. If that's in pounds, maybe that's too expensive. Actually. If it's in dollars, though, okay.
Oh, good. I'm so hungry, I think I'm dying.
You're always hungry.
Hey! Not all the time.
Let me guess. You skipped breakfast again.
They really make too much of a jump between the small and the medium up there, though. Like, $1.50, then $2.50, and then $3.25 for the large, then $4 for the extra large. They're trying to get you to go to the larger sizes.
Not on purpose. I may have overslept by a few seconds today.
But I just want to be healthier.
Right then. Stop stalling, Isabella. What's this about?
I don't want to be punished for smaller smirvings. Small siblings. I tripped over that one. I got coffee and whipped cream on the mind.
Let us say it, Rebecca. She wouldn't be inviting us out if it wasn't worth hearing out.
Well, we're waiting.
I'm treating you guys to a once-in-a-century thing.
An expected grin breaks out of my face, except...
I'm sorry, say that again.
And this is important because...
the money. Becca only raises an eyebrow at me, while Zach appears like he didn't get the punchline to another lame joke Ash made, and is desperately searching for someone to explain it. I'd laugh if he hit this and, like, Ash's relationship goes down, like he senses it from a distance. Oh, bummer. Maybe I should rephrase it. I'm gonna click this just to see what happens. Did I make a save? No, I didn't. Okay.
Okay, let me do that again.
Did Ash? No, Ash. Okay, he wasn't here. I think Becca actually dislikes me more. I think everyone just is like, man, you're a dick. Everyone just dislikes me more.
We should celebrate.
I'm sure Ash has his
He hasn't.
They're like, yeah, man, that's even a little heavy for you. Like, seriously? I got bad endings. I didn't select that option. You were supposed to be an asshole. My instant noodle days are over.
Let me do that again.
Yeah, and seeing increases all along the line.
Guess what, guys? I'm paying! I sold the house!
As the news sinks in, their expression goes from sheer puzzlement to utter surprise. That's more like it.
You heard me right, ladies and gentlemen. As of today, I'm Maria Isabella Grace Cruz Santos and free from my instant noodle binge.
Wow, seriously?
Hold it, Belle. You sold the house?
Yep.
Which house is this? In Aslam Village? The one with the open house yesterday?
The one and only. Come on, Becca. I know you've got a better memory than that.
Oh. Oh, wow. That's...
She lets out an audible hum. Although she's nodding, she gives the impression of someone who has heard something unbelievable and is still forcing her brain to absorb it. Does she think we won't be able to sell it? Have some faith in me, Becca. Am I not your best friend or what?
You don't believe me?
The words tumble out of my mouth one after another before I can stop them. I've been trying to avoid bringing up yesterday's little spat, and judging from the looks on their faces, it seems they are too. Me and my stupid mouth.
I'm sure it ain't the way you're thinking, Bella.
No, I do believe you. But don't you think the sale happened a bit too fast? The open house only started yesterday, and now you already have a buyer?
For a high-end home, that's actually fairly normal.
It happens from time to time.
Yeah, but look, I'm happy for you. Just yesterday, you've been really worried where to get money for your dad's new treatment. And now, all of a sudden, you have something. What if the sale doesn't push through, or I don't know, they're a fraud, or they suddenly back out? Isn't it a little too early to celebrate?
Rebecca does have a point, Bella. If you haven't closed the deal yet, there's still a chance they'll go back on it.
They don't seem like it to me. The lady appeared to really want it, and she approached me without even finishing the tour.
Pressured me into it, more likely. I'm not going to tell Becca about that. Knowing her, she'll only fret.
And she already hired someone to handle the house's interior design.
There's actually one time I volunteered at an estate sale at a very high-end house. It was, I think it went onto the market about 1.5 or 1.2 million, which is actually an absolute steal. You might think that's a lot of money, but no, that house was an absolute steal.
You're joking. Who would do that?
I'll continue the story here and there as I go.
The rights, apparently. It's actually pretty funny. She's a bit too excited to get the property, she forgot to buy it. At any rate, they've already signed the agreement today, so it's just a matter of time.
This place had a nice, long driveway and front garden, an extra two-story dance studio building / garage.
And don't tell anyone about this, but Ma'am Hannah also gave us something extra.
All completely one story, so no stairs or anything. Big home. Big pool.
Something as in...
As in, it's why I can treat you two to a free meal.
And it was also waterfront. So, it wasn't a beach waterfront. It had kind of like a cliffside, kinda. There were stairs going down to the water.
I'm almost surprised you accepted it.
But basically, you had a perfect view. No one's ever gonna be back there.
She didn't really give us a choice in the matter. So don't lose sleep over this, okay? The couple really want the house.
And if you want to fish or swim, you know, just go down those stairs along the cliff and there you go.
If Rose didn't stop them, they'd likely have paid up front for it yesterday.
But first day of that estate sale, which is actually a good way to sell a house, by the way.
That's despite the legends, too. I even tried to show them the letter. But nope. I want this house, darling. Go take all our money.
Before the day over, that house was sold. Like, done and done. Sold, like that.
You don't really think they believe that, do you? I'm pretty sure for them, those are just rumors as well. No one is that superstitious in this day and age, Belle. Well, there's you.
Right. You know what? I'll just eat all of these by myself.
I begin to give their place to my side, the food in each still untouched. A laugh almost escapes my mouth with the way Zach's expression quickly changes to disappointment. Becca's hand interrupts me just as I'm about to pull her plate closer to me.
I'm kidding! Don't go all pouty on me again! In all seriousness, though, I'm just concerned you'll get hurt if this doesn't happen. I know how badly you want to close this deal for your papa.
I'm sure he's gonna be fine now, though, with the money. They don't know yet. I think I'll call them tomorrow. Let them know things will be easier. Mama said this morning he's showing progress with the new treatment, too. It's just a matter of time.
I allow myself to fully smile, genuine and uninhibited. It's strange having to talk about this with other people, even those who has known you long enough. But today, things simply feel a whole lot lighter with them here. Lunch passes in an enjoyable fashion. A laughter here, a playful jab there. Most of it is spent on catching up on the others' new projects or whatever keeps us busy these days. This is something a little separate, but I am a little concerned. I don't think it matters too much because it's very early in the game, but they are patching this game to fix a lot of bugs with the route progression. And in their process of that, they're actually making more bugs and messing up some saves, so it's a good thing I'm making a lot of saves here. Hopefully I don't have to go back a million miles away to a choice at the very beginning to get the true end. We'll see. Even Becca's surprisingly chatty. Is there something in the sea bass we ate? Zach, though, appears less energetic today. While he's far from being the life of a party, he's definitely not the type to keep quiet in a conversation with his friends. Apart from a few inputs, he's been silent the entire time. If Becca notices...
Are you sure you're not feeling under the weather, Zachary?
Huh? No, I'm okay. No worries, Rebecca.
Doesn't sound okay to me.
It's okay. I might be feeling a little bummed out today, but I'm sure this will pass.
Is it about the reviews this morning?
A pained expression crosses Zach's face, and almost immediately, Becca retreats in her inquiry as though the man's look is enough of an answer for her. Oh man. You got trashed. I look between the two of them. Did I miss something? What happened this morning? Did I stumble on a big secret? You kind of have to accept that whenever you're getting into something new. Starting out, you're gonna get trashed in the beginning. Because most likely your stuff is trash, let's be honest. There's exceptions, but this is why I don't like waking up late.
You heard about those, huh?
Sorry, I just happened to check on some sites this morning.
It's kind of like growing up. You kind of fall down a few times as you're learning to walk.
Nah, it's a very sensitive topic in the first place.
Doesn't mean you'll never walk. It just means you'll have some scratches.
I should have expected it.
What reviews?
Becca glances at Zach, her motions unsure, eyes asking for his consent on the matter. Although there's a small desire to keep asking on my part, I don't dare voice it out. With Zach, it has always been better to wait. Let him speak on his own. Becca too, to some extent. Although with her, explosions of temper are more common. In the end, he simply answers with a momentary shift of his shoulders, gesturing for her to go on with a tilt of his head.
It's his movie.
That doesn't explain anything. Stop dangling the information, Becca!
Zachary, I'm not the one supposed to be telling her about this. At the end of the day, it's still your documentary.
Oh, so that's what you filmed.
Is it
Makes
something
sense.
bad?
Not bad per se. You guys don't need to dwell on it much.
Come on, Zach.
Bad? Listen here. I wouldn't trivialize what those bowheads wrote if I were you. They're ruining other people's jobs.
From how her tone rises in anger, it seems like she's the one cited and not Zach. A snicker escapes me, ha! Which I probably stamp down on as soon as she sends me a hard look.
This isn't a laughing matter, Isabella. Some bowbag just insulted him.
I hope you don't ever go on the internet.
Calm down, Rebecca. Those are just reviews, and it happens a lot.
I do not ken about you two, but calling the entire film an out-and-out dribble, you're better off watching an educational kids' TV show, and worst 1.5 hour of my life, among other things, isn't exactly a critique any decent movie reviewer would say.
Yeah, it sounds more like a game journalist.
If you could call that a critique, did we even watch the same film?
Well, maybe I ain't cut out for it. Better stick with my photography or something. If nothing else, this helped me open my eyes to what I can and can't do.
You're giving up.
It wasn't a question.
It was just something experimental I did on my free time anyway. It's no big deal.
But you worked on it for months.
Doesn't look like it matters for those people.
Don't say that!
That hurt my ears. My palm strikes the table, seeing the tableware on top clicking against each other. I haven't even noticed when I've risen from my seat. But here I am, just heaving, looking down at him in the same manner a teacher will be at any unruly student. Becca's probably proud. I don't mean to yell, but there's some things people like Zach aren't supposed to say. How exasperating. He, of all people, should know.
If you give up now, how do you know you won't make a name for yourself creating films in the future? It's just a review.
Except they're pretty well-known critics.
Why does that matter? They aren't the ones calling the shots on this. Isn't that why they have a committee? Right, Becca?
A news gleam is in her eyes when I turn to her. What does she find so entertaining in this situation? Help me here. Your friend's about to quit his passion for a petty reason. I have not read what those people wrote against his work, but a few scathing words shouldn't be enough to discourage someone. I should know. After all,
Failing means you're playing, Zach. Not that I'm saying it's bad. I've seen it from start to finish, and I know for myself what you created isn't something people should scoff at. I don't know anything about filming or photography. Hell, I don't have an inkling of artistry in me except for those doodles I make for class. But I know what I watched. Look at Isabella. It's not every day you see her all riled up like this.
Whatever I'm about to say gets lost in my tongue as a flush of embarrassment blooms across my face.
It was a heat of the moment thing. And anyway, I'll be very angry with you if you quit. What about the exhibit?
What exhibit?
Classified information.
Even if I bring you your favorite tonight?
Oh boy, ramen!
Nope, not a chance.
Oh, come on!
Oh.
I thought we aren't supposed to have secrets.
A burst of laughter comes from Zach.
Thanks, you two. I might need some time alone to myself for a while. Just to think about things, how I'll go from here, that sort of stuff. Hey, I'm not quitting, Bella. Don't give me that face.
There's no face at all. Only a poor imitation of a puppy dog's eyes, if you can call it that one.
Promise?
I'll be damned if I break any promise I make to you guys. Besides, you're right. It's too early to say anything right now. What's night ain't for another week?
That's the only answer I need from him. As sentimental as it sounds, there's fulfillment in knowing another person you know won't take the same path you've walked. It's not like it's over for me, though. I've still got time. I can still come back. Do my own thing? Do what I really want to do? What do I really want to do? Surely once Papa recovers, once I'm done with everything. Inside my bag, the phone buzzes unexpectedly, breaking the pleasant afternoon lull. Screen shows Rose.
Hey,
Rose, are you okay?
Isabel. You at the office?
Ha ha. Very funny, Rose. I'm hanging up.
Don't, I'm kidding. BRC says the floor plan copies are ready for Miss McCullough to pick up.
She states that as if it already explains everything. Then out of the blue, she launches a long rant about the awful state of Luxborn streets, betraying her cheerful greeting. All of which she says in a single breath that I can barely keep up and make out every single word. I stay quiet, if only to avoid becoming the next subject of her frustration. She's similar to Becca in that regard.
I'm stuck in horrendous traffic right now. Bloody stupid drivers.
Oh god, are you end up becoming a bloody stupid driver, as in dead? When she has finally ran out of things to complain about and stops, what she says next still has none of what I'm hoping to hear from her. There's a quick mumble plea for me to read the rights interior designer in her stead, and
Anyway, I'll leave it to you. Bye, thanks.
No! Classic Rose. She She ends the call without even asking for my input. The sky is cloudless and the noontime sun is beating down on the hard concrete when we depart from the cafe. It's far from unbearable, but it's enough to put most people in a fickle mood or make them invulnerable to catching something. No wonder we have staff members going AWOL lately. Not to mention my boss's merciful moods. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I want our usual cloudy weather back. For all the gripes about the unpredictable weather, though, the streets of Luxborn remain constantly busy. The hurried tapping of shoes against the pavement and the inane chatter coming from the lunchtime crowd fills the humid afternoon air. A small reminder of the things you've yet to do, regardless of how much I want to return to the comfort of my bed. Back to Briar Realty for me. Back to a meeting with a magazine publisher featuring luxury houses, and Becca to her lesson plans and books at home. But more than once, I catch her sneaking a longing glance over something displayed on a shop window. Does she want to buy something? Maybe I can get it for her this Christmas. I turn my head at the last shop she checked out. A fleeting glimpse. The world stills. Oh. This is an oh bloody hell situation. In both literal and figurative way. She looks at me, eyes hollow, gaze piercing, and boring into my very soul. Like a set of chains to keep my whole body still. There are no shadows or whispers this time. Only a plea. A hum, low and indistinct. Compelling me, beckoning me, intent on dragging me to the void beyond the glass. I don't dare move. My heart hammers against my ribs. Each beat, every thump screaming at me to look away and make a run for it. But I can't. I couldn't. All my limbs feel heavy, while my own breathing strains in the face of her calls.
Leave me alone.
Her mouth is stretched in a grin, wide and unpleasant. The panic building up in my chest forces me to take a tentative step back. I try not to stare at the decaying flesh, the blood streaming from the gaping wounds on her arm or her nailless fingers. I don't want this. Not like this. Not after I got what I want for Papa.
No, stop. Leave me alone.
Did you really have to do that? Her face contorts into something twisted and she lets out a wail, sharp and utterly unforgiving. Rage. There's only hatred and bitterness, as if the very notion of turning away from her is an offense in itself.
Please! I don't want this!
Before I know it, I'm stumbling backwards. My own throat hoarse from screams I don't even notice already coming out of my own mouth. The back of my feet catches on a loose stone, sending me sprawling on the ground. The resulting pain completely jolts me out of the haze, blurring my mind. For a little while, my surroundings appear unfamiliar until Becca's face swims into my vision. A look of concern is on her face, and her hands are gripping my arms tight. Even Zach appears beside himself with worry while he stands behind her, acting as a shield against a small crowd of onlookers already forming around us.
What happened?
Bella, you okay?
Do I look like I'm okay? Actually, I probably do. That's the problem. My mouth opens and closes, but nothing comes out. The words refuse to form. On impulse, I sneak a swift glance at the display window. She's gone. Yet the foreboding feeling hasn't left me. My hands are shaking as I push myself off the ground, weakened limbs relying solely on reflex and muscle memory. Something icy has made its home at the pit of my stomach. I want to throw up. Anything to get the wretched sensation out of my gut.
You were screaming, having a fit! Zach, call someone!
No, don't. I'm good. I'm good. I need to get to the office. Rose, the floor plans. Someone's going to pick it up. I'll see you later.
Careful. Don't stand up yet. Stay put, Isabella. Zach, you watch over her for me. I'll call for someone.
I attempt to smile and put her at ease, but likely comes off as a grimace. Gently, I push her hands off my shoulders. My knees are still trembling, but I can stand. Leave. Leave me. Stay away. Far from here. Away. The humidity is stifling. Everyone's stares are unnerving, and Becca and Zach's concern are suffocating. I want to be away from here. I break into a run. I wish I hadn't left my bed this morning. That would have not improved things. You just see her in your sleep instead. A little sheep stuffed animal ain't gonna help you now. The cat might, but not the sheep. It's easy to fall into a cycle of negative thinking, with only the occasional drips of water on the sink, and the whirring of the fan blades to keep me company. The room is devoid of any other light source apart from the one streaming from the hallway and the windows. Even with the clutter I've accumulated over the years, the room feels a whole lot bigger than it commonly is. I hug my knees closer as a group passes by outside. Loud. So loud. If only there's a way to tune everything out, to keep my head from replaying every image, every sound of her. Her screams, her awkward gait as she reaches for me, her bone-chilling smile, her pleas for... Enough. That's enough. A shiver passes over me, though it's not from the hair still hanging damp against my back, nor the draft that enters the room from the windows I left wide open. My gaze shifts over this letter sitting on the coffee table. Its edges flutter incautiously as the wind touches it. Funny how an ordinary-looking piece of paper can bring this much trouble. Maybe it really does need to be mailed. Like, you can't just show it to them, like, you gotta, like, put it in the envelope again, then mail it to their house. The impulse to throw it away or rip it to pieces is still there. I can easily do it, but after that, what? Wait a minute. 5 people. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... There's 7 total here. So, if we don't count Isabella, that's 6 people who have seen the letter now. So, is there gonna be a thing where we need to make sure there's only 5 people that live in the end? Like, we gotta, like, knock out some heads here? Like, maybe it is a persnickety ghost? Because that would maybe make it a little more sense for that number being uneven. Well, and the 5 is an odd number, but, you know, uneven for the number on the letter. This uncertainty gnaws at me. Knowing she's real and might also go after the people I care about. I just wish someone would listen. Believe me. The abrupt break in silence nearly makes me jump out of my skin. Blindly, I fish the gadget out from the mess of cushions and papers beside me, where I've carelessly thrown it earlier before taking a shower. Zach's name flashes brightly on the screen, so where's Ashhole on all this? Is he calling because of this afternoon? To be frank, it's the last thing I want to discuss, though. I did leave the 2 of them there without saying anything. Knowing Zach, I bet he's worried.
Hey, Zach.
Oh, good. I thought for sure you're not gonna pick up.
Sorry, it took me a while to find my phone.
No worries. You game tomorrow?
I pause. I don't recall making plans with Zach for the weekend.
Did I forget something?
Remember that guy I told you about? Back in the movies? The, priest? For the blessing? Does it ring a bell?
I guess since we chose Zach's option, we're spending more time with Zach right now. Oh, right. I did say that. But I didn't think he'd actually go through with the trouble, especially after what happened with this film. Let me check something real quick. So, see? Here's the... Well, the Ashton choice actually leads on to some branching too. Interesting. Here's how this is, like, going. So we're going on this route here. But if we look... There's a very complicated route down here that we've completely circumvented. And that maybe is the Professor. The Professor route. Unless the Professor route is this one in the middle. And this is like... Ashton's and Ashhole route.
Yeah, I remember. Is he fine with it?
My friend doesn't mind. We're lucky he's not busy. So, tomorrow, he'll meet us at the mansion.
Okay. Sorry for the trouble, Zach.
Hey, no problem. I'm the one who suggested it to begin with. And, well, this afternoon you did surprise us. Never seen you scream like that. You scared the hell out of Rebecca.
I guess I owe you a lot for this, huh?
Nah, we're cool. You had us worried. But I know you'll tell us about it eventually. I just want to make sure you're doing well. You left all of a sudden and you're not answering any of our calls.
He's trying to get me to talk. Normally, I'll tell him I'm fine. Assurances, empty or otherwise, to put their minds at ease. No. Nothing will form. I can't bring myself to say anything. He seems to have sensed my hesitation because he mainly steers the subject to a different direction.
Anyway, I gotta go. I left something on the stove before making this call. Just soup. But it'd be embarrassing if I burnt soup.
I doubt it. Ashton, on the other hand...
Oh, remind me to tell you about what he did with the pressure cooker next time. Oh, damn, it overflowed! Really need to get going. Bye, Bella!
He hangs up before I can thank him. The busy tone, though muffled, echoes through the receiver. Well, that conversation really spilled over. I guess we kind of hit the boiling point. Soup. No one is saying this will work. Even I am doubtful it will. But right now, I'll take anything. Even to get out of this nightmare. I feel like this might actually have been an important decision. Realistically, the professor option might be the right one, because they always go to the professor in the horror movie, and they're like, it's like, well, I don't believe in ghosts, but let me tell you if I did believe in ghosts and what you should do. Sleep comes easier tonight. And for the first time in a long time, I dream. Of clear skies, of unrestrained laughter from children playing in the streets, and of small, cramped dwellings. Home. To an outsider, the sight does not paint a pretty picture. However, this, to me, is home. I'm getting closer to Halloween. Morning dawns bright and clear the falling day. Although the air still feels muggy and I miss the chilly autumn weather, it's one of those rare weekends when I'm up even before my alarm rings. If it isn't for Zach's call last night, I'll probably sleep in. When 9 AM rolls around, I'm already on my way to the Ermengarde mansion. To think I have to go back again. I'll be lying if I say I'm excited at the prospect of entering the place once more. Let me check something here. What are we doing? Yeah, we completely circumvent a lot of things. So we're going into here. And actually we're going to the top row, so there is a bottom row that cleans up much quicker. But we are going in the most complicated route for this route, it looks like. I don't have to anymore. Rose happily gave me the paperwork duty when I volunteered. We're in the last phase of the sale, too. Well, almost. Papers to sign, documents to finalize, various other legalities to sell the current owner and all that still. Never mind that its new owners want everything done within the week, when the process typically takes more than that. They want it done, we'll get it done. I really don't understand rich people. They're rich! That's all that matters. But money can do wonders. I won't be surprised if they'll be able to push the process just a little more, like what they did to secure the house. The point is, I'm under no obligation to return to the house anymore. Running is an option, of course. I can now move on to another property and forget everything. However, at the end of the day, it's always my conscience that wins. What if something happens to those who have seen the letter? Ash, Zach, Becca, Miss Marianne, the Wrights. The guilt will follow me to my grave. The mansion looms as we approach. Whispers welcome me back. Shadows calling. I hope this is the last time. They're engaged in a quiet conversation when I find them in the mansion's front gardens. There's relief in familiar company, and knowing I won't be alone going back inside for my silly idea. But it's impossible to feel at ease here. Even with delicately pruned gardens awaiting spring's arrival or the beautiful winding pathways, the very place itself is aware of its trespassers. Zach, on the other hand, doesn't seem to notice. Or he simply doesn't care, or he's already used to it. I can never tell with him, with all his gentle smiles and amiable air. He's almost as hard to read as Ash. Almost. At least Zach doesn't ask for much patience as dealing with Ash does, and that says plenty about him. Wonder of wonders how the two end up as best of friends. He waves at me as I approach. Drew just promised Zach has also brought his friend with him.
Father Norman. Somehow I expected him to look older.
Oh, don't be surprised. They say people who have found their calling are getting younger these days.
Sorry, Father. I didn't mean to say that out loud.
No offense taken, though I admit I'm a bit surprised. I didn't think someone would ask this house to be blessed after all these years.
Did you bring enough holy water, Father?
You've heard of it, Father?
In passing. The occasional rumors and talk by the locals, nothing new, but still interesting to the curious. You don't spend years serving the church here without hearing a random hearsay here and there.
You never mentioned what you thought of those, Father.
Ah, but he who goes down to the grave does not come up. He shall never return to his house, nor shall his place know him any more.
But what I saw...
May not be what you think it is. It depends entirely on what you mean by it. If you're talking about spirit beings, angels, demons, then yes. Are we talking about the spirits of people who have departed? The word makes it clear that once the deceased has left us, they are gone. But of course, I didn't come here to bore you with a lecture.
No, it was enlightening, Father, to say the least. Thank you.
Just remember that a God who loves his children would never let them linger once the time comes.
That's what my papa often tells me.
Your father must be a good man. He raised you well, no doubt. Well then, shall we? Regardless of what it is, I'm sure the mansion's new owners would appreciate such sincere intentions. From a stranger, no less.
He lets Zach and I walk ahead. A relief. This way he won't see how tightly I'm clutching the straps of my bag. Father Norman's probably trying to put me at ease. But the worry, the cold and restless foreboding feeling, has firmly lodged itself in my stomach, making its presence known with every step towards the house.
Hey, you okay?
Gotta make a save. Should I just be honest? Let's see. I think it went up, so yeah. It's hard not to lie when Zach... It's hard not to lie to Zach when he gives you that look. It's just there. The kind that implores. I implore you. A silent appeal. I'm not sure if he's even doing it consciously. A never breeze blows and I try not to shiver. Try not to listen to the voices that may or may not be there.
Ugh, this place really gives me the creeps.
It doesn't seem more than an ordinary house to me, though. Damn, I should have brought my camera with me. I saw a few areas that'd be good for a shoot. You think the new owners will allow it?
Shh! What if you catch something? Or someone in one of the pictures?
That'd be pretty cool.
It just means they want to be seen, doesn't it?
Don't ask for it.
It's not like we can stop them if they do.
I just thought the idea of a new plot.
You're really not helping, Zach.
Romance comedy. Photographer moves into a house. It's full of ghosts. He takes photos randomly of the new home, and the ghosts appear in it. And it's not because they're trying to, like, reach out, be like, save us, or we want to murder you. It's just because they want to be in photos. They're like, hey, you make us look good. It's a mutual existence. The photographer and the ghost. Or, my ghost who is also a model can't be this cute.
Alright, sorry. Don't worry. I don't think whatever's inside this house will do anything. I'm here, yeah? I'll take care of them. Or I think I can.
You're not that scary, but thanks. I'll be sure to run behind you if I see one.
Ridiculous talk, though the temporary reprieve it lends is more welcome. He offers me a smile in return, the least he can do. And with a slight motion of his head, he gestures for us to move ahead, while my own fears are left forgotten for the time being. The things inside my bag clatter softly against each other while I rustle for the keys to the mansion. I should have heard the telltale jiggle by now, but did I put it in my bag last night? Seconds later, I'm sitting on my heels, and one after another, I'm taking everything out from every pocket, every slip. I'll be beginning to put everything back later. I'm sure it's just underneath these... nothing. Oh man, of all times to forget.
Is something the matter?
Yeah, I don't have the keys.
No, I'm sorry, Father. I think I left the key...
No use coming up with excuses, right after they've both taken time to go this far away from the city. With a heavy sigh, I grab the door handle and pull myself up. A string of apologies ready at the tip of my tongue.
Careful, Bella!
We've spoken with the current owners. Well, technically, you're not yet the owners, but...
Oh, they're home. There's a brief moment of confusion, and then I'm falling. The momentum of the door swinging open pulls me back first into the mansion's foyer, before I can make sense of what's happening.
Ow, my back.
This is gonna be really awkward.
What the... Isabella?
Like anime awkward. Oh no. It's getting Adam Sandler up in here. No time to nurse my bruised back or make up excuses, because the next thing I know, Dax gently pulling me upright by my arm. Rose looks down at me with a mixture of relief and apprehension. No, sheesh. Good going, Isabella. Right after you volunteered to work on the papers. And standing behind her...
Ma'am Hannah! Mr. Wright!
Oh, Isabel. We always meet in the most interesting circumstances.
A complete understatement, darling. What are they doing in my house?
He waves his hand towards Zack and Father Norman like their presence is a blasphemy against his own.
I thought you said you wanted to do paperwork duty. What are you doing here?
Well, this is really awkward, guys. Maybe this was a bad decision. Like a deer caught in the headlights. Unfair, Rose. That's putting me on the spot. Seeing their expectant look leaves me to no other choice but to answer.
The reason why I'm here?
Well, spit it out, Lily. We don't have all day.
I'm just here to make sure everything is fine before you move in.
I'm so sorry, Mama. He said I'll go to hell if I lie. I likely will after this, but there's no other way. Well, it isn't entirely a lie. I'm here to make sure no one disturbs them after they move in. It just so happens that what I'm checking for and trying to drive away is of the paranormal variety.
Oh? The house appears impeccably fine to me.
Yep. A grin on his face, though, when he turns his attention back to me, is similar to what my Kuya Jordan would have often given me when he's up to something. Usually a scare prank that inevitably ends in me crying. I never did forget the way my brother sneers at me. A part of me thinks that, perhaps, if I hadn't been the object of his mischief in childhood, I would have grown a little braver.
Come on, little Lily. Lying doesn't do that cute little face any justice. I'm a very patient man. Now, why are you really here?
Right now, in the face of an almost identical expression, perhaps even crueler than what I'm used to, the lie I told falls apart.
The truth is I was just thinking we could have the house blessed before move-in day.
And why would we ever need to have this house blessed?
For luck? And protection?
I shrink under his scrutinizing gaze. For a second, I think that he'll start shouting at me. Whoops, let's see. Instead, he laughs. Not the mocking, jeering kind, but one wondering if he's hearing things right. That's actually not completely out of line. I mean, if someone was like, hey, real estate agent's like, hey, can I have this house blessed? I'd be like, sure? Why not? I'll say he's amused, but I also can't understand what's so funny with what I've just said. Is it really that weird? Isn't it a custom here? Wish Becca's here to explain stuff like this.
That's rich coming from you. When we saw Devlin Court, you didn't.
It's a small custom back home. I thought it would be nice to do something that would bring positive energy to the mansion, since this place has been empty for years.
And the papers, Isabella? I hope you did those first before this.
Shh, it's alright.
Of course I did. It's almost done, in fact. But there are some items I still have to double-check before finalizing everything. You know I don't sign without a thorough inspection. And well, this is what this is for too. I just thought it would be more efficient to do both at the same time.
Here I thought you didn't want to go back.
A job is a job, Rose. Gotta do what you gotta do to make a living.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Oh, well if that's the case, then go ahead. No need to be so hard on her, Rosie. I personally think it's a nice touch. I was actually thinking of the same thing, but you beat me to it.
Darling, Buttercup, please. You know these things don't work. No offense meant to the holy man, of course.
I'm sure she knows what she's doing, love. She got us the house, remember? Who knows what a little positive vibe can do? It could even give us what we've been eagerly waiting for all these years.
What have we been waiting for? I don't think I was ever informed of.
Nothing you should worry about right now. Anyway, we've still got a few things we need to discuss with Rosie here. Over lunch? I hope you don't mind, Isabel. We'd love to take you with us, but...
Oh, no. Go ahead, ma'am. This'll take time. That's why there's two of us working on this.
Rose looks like she's about to murder someone. Probably me. At least she won't be left to deal with a haunted property. She got the bare end if anyone's going to ask me.
Oh, wonderful. I hope the next time the three of us meet, it'll be over a closed deal,
Of course, ma'am. Please look forward to it.
Rose hurriedly hands me the keys to the house before leaving, mouthing reminders to secure the place and harmless threats for throwing her under the bus. I return it with a reassuring smile of my own, even when she's the one who often forgets. Sheesh. Like that, gone. Just as quick as they appeared, leaving me wondering if it's simply what typical for the rich and famous, fleeting from one scene to the next without a care. If so, I'd rather stay in my rundown apartment or our little shack back home. There's still joy not missing the smallest things, after all. With a house this big, it's not surprising when the ceremony takes a few hours to finish. The sun's already high in the sky by the time we've gone through the last room. I can never say I'm a devout follower of my own faith, even with Mama and Papa's teachings. But hearing every passage, every word Father Norman uttered as we went around the house has sent me a lull. Soothing, comforting. All of a sudden, the mansion doesn't seem so scary anymore. This could do absolutely nothing for us. Maybe there is an end to this. Or perhaps this is the end. Father Norman bids us goodbye upon exiting the mansion grounds. He has business in the village nearby, he says. A minute gesture to reach out to the members of the parish every once in a while. It reminds me of a distant memory, of helping hands and a few kind smiles, what pulled my family through when times are tough. But before he leaves...
Isabella, a word before I go. Zachary hasn't been really forthcoming with your situation, and it is something I understand it wasn't his to share. But whatever burdens you, know that it's not a permanent fixture in your life from which you'll come out stronger.
I would hope that, a ghost stalking me is not a permanent fixture in my life, Father.
Besides, you have people to bear it with.
Hopefully, those people will live. I bite back the harsh retorts before they come out, masking with a smile as we wave the good priest off. His words, though meant to comfort, has only left something hollow in me and a bitter taste in my mouth. If they don't believe you, what am I to do? A tentative hand lands briefly on my shoulders, taking me out of my thoughts before they take a sullen turn. My smile doesn't quite reach my ears when I turn to him.
Say, do you want to go somewhere?
Right now? Where to?
Anywhere in the city. I'll leave it up to you.
Hang out with Zach or maybe some other time?
It wouldn't hurt. I've got some stuff I need to buy.
Well, going out
Groceries.
actually increases it.
And there's a shop I want to check.
Is it real food this time?
Let me guess. Rebecca?
She's just worried about you. Even I can't eat that much instant noodles.
Think of it as a talent. Let's just go, Zach.
I smile. Real one this time, devoid of any unpleasant thoughts. Regardless of what happened, I don't want to think of them that way. Zach has me wait on a nearby bench upon arriving, prior to going off somewhere. He hasn't returned since, and it's been a good 20 minutes of being left alone entirely to my thoughts. In this weather, the city park gives off a lazier, more languid vibe than usual. Where children are usually seen running around and playing, there are now people lying leaning back in their picnic blankets, simply enjoying the afternoon sun. The smell of food drifts from nearby food carts, and if the wind blows in the right direction, one will catch a whiff of freshly trimmed gas. I'd gladly sleep on this bench if I'm not waiting for anyone. Soon enough, I see his hulking figure running towards me, carrying a medium-sized box on one hand and casually waving the other at me. We've been acting around with Zach a lot lately. I wonder if we chose Ashton, if we'd be let's be a little different. He's panting when he reaches my bench, sweat dripping profusely from his forehead, but there's a grin on his face.
Sorry, the line was really long. Really long.
You didn't have to run. Sit down first.
Nah, I'm good. Didn't want to make you wait for these.
I already know what's in the blue box before he opens it. Donuts? Sweet rolls. God, the way it's animated. It reminds me of Dragon's Crown with how they did kind of tween animation for the food. It's like, oh, such good looking food in that game. Cinnamon rolls. All 6 of them topped with white cream glaze. The very same one I bought after I sold my first property. After I met Zach, Ash, and Becca. But now such a small thing can trigger a distant memory, no matter how mundane it is. I don't say no to free food, but why is he getting me these now?
What for?
He leans on the empty space beside me, wiping the sweat of his forehead before answering.
An apology. And as thanks for yesterday and the other day.
You don't have to buy me anything, Zach.
You were upset. You haven't been yourself recently, and people kind of miss that, you know?
Are you just saying that, or...?
No, really. Rebecca told me. You know how she is. Ashton, too.
Ashton was an ass. He should have been named Ashhole instead.
Yes, that pun's been going around quite a bit.
He went a little overboard, yeah. I can talk to him if you want.
He'll still tease me about it, even if it's Rebecca telling him to stop. Besides, I can handle him.
You always do. And yesterday, when you talked me through my little slump, I thought, hey, I want our old Isabella back. Are you still upset?
Just give me the food. I'll take the food, and I'll take the money I got earlier, and I'll just leave this town. There are times when I wish Zach had been my big brother, or Becca my older sister. Maybe life would have been a little easier then. Maybe Papa wouldn't be as sick as he is. Maybe. Maybe I wouldn't be alone here. Then again, if he is, if they are what I wish them to be, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't have met Ash too. Life back home is tough, but for all that, I won't change it for one selfish wish. In a city of 68,000 people, I have people I can depend on. 3 of them, in fact. When you think about, when you compare the numbers to the odds of finding someone like them amidst a sea of nameless people, I'm lucky.
Thanks a lot for today, Zach. You didn't have to, but you did. I can always count on you.
Just me? No Ashton or Rebecca? Oh boy, they won't be happy to hear that. I don't mind being the favorite, though.
Nope, no favorites. But you cook better than both of them, so that's a plus.
It's always been food with you, ain't it?
Don't put it like that! You're making me sound like a glutton.
I'm not saying you are, but it does feel good to know there's someone I can invite for food to be able to eat all of it.
Only that? I thought we were also art buddies.
No, we're food buddies. Give me free food.
Oh, that too. But the food thing really stands out when you think about it. You do eat a lot for someone your, size.
I'm just hungry. Now give me the free food.
Low blow. I take pride in my height.
So, is it okay now? Do you feel better? Does it still scare you?
Yeah, just check the profile real quick. Do we see our height here? 5'2". That's not bad at all, actually.
A little. I'll be okay. I'll figure it out, somehow. It's not as bad as the other day, and Father Norman helped too. I should have brought something to thank him.
Oh, we could visit him anytime. He loves hearing from the young ones.
He isn't that old, is he?
Don't know. He doesn't tell. I think I might have seen his face somewhere before. I just couldn't recall when or where. Ash says he looks like his boss, so the bartender at the local pub if he squints. Don't take his word for it, of course. He might have accidentally inhaled something from the forensic lab again when he said that.
I'm still weirded out that Ash is a detective. Like, that's a stretch. This time, the laughter that comes from both of us is genuine. Back to the usual. Things may have not been the easiest lately, but it certainly isn't the worst that has happened. We do end up sharing the cinnamon buns between us, despite Zach's insistence that it's only for me. But more than the food, there is repose and contentment.
If you need anything, just ring, okay? Like when Ash annoys you too much. I'll help you with him, best friend or not.
No way. I can take him on.
Still an extra muscle wouldn't hurt, yeah? Just let me know, and I'll back you up. My sister knows this one thing to shut him up when he's being his usual self. Ask me what it is whenever you want, and I'll spill it.
Does it involve like hitting him really hard? Because I'm all about that.
I don't think that's necessary, but thanks. I'll keep that in mind.
It's tried and true method. He leaves me with a smile and a wave. Off to some new gig again. As for me, we still need to talk, Becca, Ash, and I. Put petty arguments aside like adults we all are. This, however, is a start, no matter how small it may be. I just hope I can keep them safe. The light wind blows again, seeing dried leaves swirling and a distinct smell of earth into the air. For the first time, the sunlight feels less harsh. Maybe a walk is good. I need to stack up my Prantu too. When I think of it, isn't there an art store that's opened recently near the park? The cat's name is Raphael. Or at least that's what his collar says. It's an odd name to give a cat, in my opinion. But it speaks grace much like the one that carries it. It shows in the way he swishes his tail and his eyes follow my hand's every movement. Meow, 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 meow. I'm not sure what he finds fascinating to me. To be honest, I'm not the very picture of grace when he found me, after all. It's a bad idea. Carrying 2 heavy bags of newly bought art materials and groceries without help or a sure ride home. In hindsight, perhaps I shouldn't have bought these all at the same time. I didn't even make it past the park to the nearest bus stop. And now, I'm suffering underneath the glaring afternoon sun, hunched up on a park bench and drenched in sweat, in the company of a cat curiously watching my every movement. I hope it stays where it is. It's just a black cat. But back at my home, they're considered ill omens.
Don't look at me like that. I can act graceful as well if I want to.
Not that I've ever acted graceful in my life, of course. Growing up with a rowdy younger brother and sister does that. Or maybe it's the opposite. Mom used to call me a little troublemaker before. Well, graceful or not, there's no use moping. A short breather, then I'm off home. Besides, it isn't like the company's bad. Even if it's a cat, as long as it doesn't bite, or crosses my path.
Where's your owner, anyway?
He has one, doesn't he? An owner? That's what the collar is for, isn't it? Yes, that is. It could just be a very stylish stray cat, too, though. A talk of the town. A bandage is wrapped in one of its paw, though. I wonder what happened to it. Did he run away?
Well, if you don't have one, I won't be able to take you in. My apartment doesn't allow pets. I tried to bring one home before, a cat. Not black, of course. And Rebecca threw a fit before the landlady could.
I take a small packet of sweets from one of my bags lying beside me and pop it open. As I'm about to put one into my mouth, he meows. My hand stops.
Do you want one?
Don't get the cat sweets, you'll spoil it. He doesn't meow again as I'm expecting him to. I take his unblinking gaze as a yes. I shift the piece to my palm and hold it out to him warily. He sniffs at it once, twice before.
Barufia!
Like a good, properly trained pet, Barufia responds as soon as he's called. Recognition comes as soon as my head snaps up in the direction of that voice. I still haven't figured out how to pronounce her name, so I'm still gonna go with Marianne. Miss Marianne's hardly impossible to miss, what's with her height. But most especially in the way she carries herself, and she's carrying a cat.
I'm sorry. Did my cat hurt you? Miss Santos, was it? I'm surprised to see you here.
Nice to meet you again, Miss McCullough.
Never mind the pleasantries. Were you harmed in any way?
Miss McCullough.
I'm sorry. Veruthiel's not exactly fond of other people. Even run away from the veterinarian right now.
Is Miss McCullough how you're supposed to pronounce it? 'Cause you pronounced it a lot different.
Oh no, he was just sniffing my hand earlier.
Maybe that's kind of like the easy way to pronounce it. That's not quite correct.
My Veruthiel's a she.
She? All this time I thought the pause in conversation, if this can be called one, is uncomfortable. We're merely two people working different jobs for the same client. Frankly, things like this don't happen a lot. And if it does, a simple nodding of heads is enough. Still, trying to be friendly won't hurt, right? Talk about the cat or talk about the job. Important life choices. It's very important right here. Everything hinges on this. Job?
I'm just curious. About your work.
What about it?
There's something guarding her expression at the mention of work. I push through with my question.
I just want to know how it is to work on a house like the Ermengarde mansion. Is it hard?
I guess she isn't expecting a question like that. But the way her eyebrow... I guess she isn't expecting a question like that. The way her eyebrows shot up tells me something.
Because of its age? I wouldn't say it is. It is a challenge, considering the factors me and my team have to sort out. But it's a good project. A breath of fresh air from what I usually work on. And I have a good team. Those original fittings, though. It's what I'm absolutely interested in working on. It might be old, but the architecture is magnificent.
It would be fun, wouldn't it?
I'm sure you've seen the stained glass windows in the foyer. Oh, I can already think of so many things I could do with it. But of course, my team will have to double check for necessary repairs here and there. That's probably for the best. It's easy to break some key elements with a rush restoration job, and who knows what other hidden issues there might be underneath. I'm sorry, I spoke too much.
The renovations actually got cost a lot more than probably the price of the house.
No, it's okay.
Or something like that.
You seem to really love what you're doing.
It's not really like that. I'm just lucky to have found work in an interesting field. Anyway, Bruthiel's due for her visit to the vet. Nice talking to you, Miss Santos.
Nice talking to you.
I wish you luck with what you're planning to work on. It seems like a big project, too.
She gestures with her head towards a bag on the bench. The one's filled with stuff I recently bought from the art store.
It's a project for a friend, actually.
All the same. Good luck regardless.
You seem very nice. But who knows? I watch her as she leaves, though she stops shortly before crossing the threshold separating the park and the street. She faces me again, looking like there's something she has forgotten to say.
By the way, about the Ermengarde mansion, with my clients, it's the rights, I mean.
What? What's wrong?
I hope you don't mind me asking, but has the deal been finalized?
I hope so. I need that money.
There's still a few papers they need, but the house is more or less theirs now.
Thank you. That's all I needed to know.
Wait, about the mansion,
I guess you just want to make sure, like, you can start, like, getting the contractors checking it out and, like, going through with it. The letter, the same one they saw. Whoever she is, she's asking for help. Someone. Want to tell Miss McCullough that the urban legends aren't just legends anymore. They're real. She's not going to believe me.
Don't mind me. I need to go too. Have a good day, Miss McCullough.
I hasten to pick up all the bags I've left on the bench and ran as far as my legs can take me. In that moment, what I'm carrying in my hands weighs far lighter than the overwhelming guilt trying to consume me. Home. I want to be home. Anywhere where I won't be reminded of the house. Of her. Of my own cowardice. The food tastes less appetizing tonight. A pity. One will think that someone who has been on a continuous binge of instant noodles will find a home-cooked meal like this enjoyable. But it isn't. Hunger isn't what is gnawing at me tonight. Neither are my sore muscles. The TV runs loudly in the background. What it says barely registers in my brain. It's hard when the thing you keep trying to forget keeps returning to the forefront of your mind. It distracts you. Eats at you. Devours you. Like these cup of noodles. I wish this would stop. You check something real quick. Interesting enough, if we go by this logic, the next route is Hannah. We'll actually play the wife. So does that mean the last route is we play as Luke? That's very interesting. I wish I wasn't the one who picked it up. I wish it was somebody else.
In
Maybe
other
it was.
local news, a woman was found dead in her home yesterday evening. Luxbourne police officials are currently investigating the crime scene, but has classified the case as homicide.
Rose? Huh?
The victim, identified as Rose
Shit.
Pamela Cooper, 33 years old, working as a real estate agent.
Damn. Rose?
Discovered lying in a pool of blood in her two-bedroom flat with the words "Help me" repeatedly written on the walls.
God, Rose, you died so anticlimactically. No. No. This isn't what I want. This isn't supposed to happen. None of this is supposed to happen. No one's supposed to die. Those are just stories, right? Legends. That's what everyone has kept telling me. So why... And I immediately rushed to the study table and searched my phone. My hand, cold from the dread, clings slightly to it as soon as I touch its edges. A piece of folded paper, the letter, lying unassumingly beside it, slips to the floor when I pick the device up. But I pay it no mind. There are more important things. Right now, I need to call her. I need to call her. I was with her yesterday. I was just with her yesterday and she was okay. No. 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 It isn't Rose. I'm sure of it. I just talked to her yesterday and... A sob escapes me and hot tears begin to blur my vision. One after another, they trickle down, weighted by the very same guilt I refuse to admit I've been carrying from the start. The same one I've been hiding from. The same one that's put the people I care about in danger. My hands shake as I navigate to Rose's number in my contacts list. She'll answer, right? That's what she always does. She'll pick it up, tell me to turn down the waterworks, and call me a wuss afterwards.
She'll answer. Please answer, Rose.
Not like this. Again and again, I dial. Whispering. Praying. Pleading.
Come on, Rose! Don't do this to me! Please pick up! I know you're there, Rose. You're not dead. Please tell me you're not.
This adds to the series of deaths and disappearances that has plagued Luxborn in the recent years. The authorities are currently looking at a possible link with the notorious Anselm Butcher case.
The TV runs loudly in the background. A deafening static sounds from my phone's speakers. But in my ears, I can only hear the screams. Her pleas. Her whispers. We are not safe. Well, this is... You know, it's kind of the Garfield thing. I really hate Mondays. In this case, it's very appropriate. We're getting near the end. A buzzing sensation jolts me awake. My body wants to sleep still, to forget what I heard, what I saw last night. But it's there, nudging, prodding at me. Slowly, I become aware of how awkward my position is, and the aches that accompany sleeping in a curled-up position the night before. If I've ever even slept at all. The memories are impossible to forget now that Rose is gone. They say it's easier when you say it out loud. Instead, the words weigh heavier on me each time. She's gone. Gone because of me. Gone because of one letter I was too curious to look at. Now, Rose never looked at the letter. So it makes you wonder, did she look at it beforehand and didn't tell us? Did she glance a quick look at it? Or, by her not looking at the letter, did that actually seal her fate? I should have been more careful. I should have just kept my mouth shut. I should have destroyed it before anyone else has gotten involved. I should have... The notification light on my laptop blinks incessantly, mockingly. What I look at, as if it's calling back to me that sense of normalcy. See, only recent events, emergency, staff meeting. Expecting everyone's cooperation. I check it. Nevertheless, I'll have happened more than anything. If this were one of those typical days, I'd happily comply and get myself to our office. Today, my limbs just feel heavy. On one hand, going will keep me busy, take my mind elsewhere. On the other, the place in itself is a stark reminder of what my own fears have cost me. Maybe I'll just make a save file. Stay at home, maybe? My hand automatically moves to press the delete button. What's the use? I won't be able to work anyway. Not with this weighing on me. Not with the images flashing in my mind. Not with these voices calling for me. Over and over and over. I flop back down my bed to discard the phone, while the nest of pillows beside me. The TV is still running. I noticed vaguely, having been left open the night before, though I have no desire nor interest to hear it now. Rose is dead, and it's all my fault. Shoving a pillow over my head, I make an attempt to drift to sleep again. Anything just so I won't feel this heavy feeling in my chest. Becca? A cheerful voice with a tinge of hesitance greets me when I answer the sudden call.
Hey there! How are you feeling?
Awful.
Good morning, Becca.
I just want to check on you. I heard the news. How are you doing?
As if her question has opened a dam of emotions I've been keeping at bay.
Becca, Rose. Rose, she...
It's okay. I know. I'm sorry. I know how much she means to you.
It was so obvious. Why, Rose? It was so obvious it was going to happen to you, and just had to fulfill our expectations.
No, you don't understand! This is what I've been telling you guys!
What you've been telling... Alright. Tell you what. Why don't we eat dinner together today? I heard the diner near your office is serving your favorite today. My treat?
Save a gamer?
No, I'm not at the office!
No, it didn't actually. Surprisingly not, it did not drop her relationship number.
Never mind! We're not safe! Not anywhere!
What are you talking about? And don't shout! I was just inviting you to help take your mind off things!
We got killer ghosts! We need the Ghostbusters! Or a priest armed with a damn hose full of holy water. That's a reference to my old playthrough of Corpse Party.
The letter!
This again? Ghosts aren't real, Isabella. They're just stories made up to scare children.
You're always saying that, but look what happened to Rose! I know what I saw!
The police says it's a homicide case.
Didn't you see what's in her room? That's not something another human being would do! Come on, Rebecca! You have to believe me this time!
Isabella, I know you're in shock, but you have to wait for the authorities' findings. You can't just make assumptions based on some stupid letter you picked up somewhere.
Listen, you're being really stereotypical right now. Just listen to me.
You're still not going to believe me, even if someone else already died, no?
You know that's not what I'm trying to get at.
What if Zach comes next? Or Ashton? Or you? This isn't some criminal you can just gun down or put to jail. Did you see what she did to Rose? We're all completely powerless against her, and you still won't listen!
Isabella, enough already. Where are you anyway? At home? Of course you're at home. I'm coming over.
Forget it. The same. They're all the same no matter how much you warn them. I let the phone slide off my grip and turn my attention to the news. Never mind that Becca's still on the line. She's never going to listen anyway. They never will. I'm all alone in this. At the end of the day, no matter how gloomy the headlines are, it's still a better...
The Luxbourne Police Department continues its search for the following reported missing people.
Wait a minute. Hold on a second. Missing? Aren't they? Still, I've got to check. Frantic, I open my laptop. The loud tapping of my fingers against the keys fills the room for the rest of the day as I don't get through everything. The background about the place, its history from the current owners, and a list of employees hired under BRC. I knew it. The people previously working on the case must have been nailed by the ghost. The night has fallen by the time I finish going through my copies of documents in our database. And I'm right. Of course I am. BRC may have a lot of staff, they may have a lot of agents hired in their company, but I'll remember those faces anywhere. After all, they're also part of the crew who worked with us in preparing the mansion for the open house. Then the letters. No, that can't be. I hope it's not what I'm thinking.
But Rose is...
My train of thought gets cut off when the arms envelop me from behind. Wait, what? Oh god. I can't help but laugh. When Becca says she's going to do something, you can be sure she'll do it. That's not Becca!
You didn't have to come over, you know. You have classes tomorrow, don't you? And I'm sorry, okay? I didn't mean to yell.
Oh my god.
I just didn't want what happened to Rose to happen to you, Zach and Ashton. I wouldn't forgive myself. I think I figured out something too.
Oh my god.
Listen, Rebecca, sorry. I need to answer that. I've skipped work today. Rose is gone and...
Oh my god. Let's get me back on the phone. Oh no.
My boss is probably beyond furious. No doubt that's him calling.
I'm literally in tears. Oh no. She doesn't budge. Is she still angry? The phone's still ringing in the background.
Rebecca? What's gotten into you?
Oh! You've unlocked a memory fragment. Ah, see, they were a worker. So I'm gonna poke around the other option, see what we get. It'll work. Hoping won't get me anywhere. This is just like one of those things, isn't it? Deal with it with a smile no matter how things get bad, and hope for the best. Although my whole body feels like lead and my limbs are sore, I push myself away from the chair and head for the shower. The letter I dropped on the floor last night flutters open as I pass by, unfolding for no one else but to me to see. Every word written on it glares at me. They sneer. They ridicule. Like living beings fully aware of what they've done. With a huff I pick it up and shove it into my bag, perhaps with more anger and frustration than I'm used to showing. This too, I'll deal with. Somehow I'll find a way to make things right. I have to. Before it takes more people from me. Even if I must do it on my own. Papers rustling, telephones ringing, feet shuffling. Overall, today looks like a typical working day at Briar Realty Corporation. Except it isn't. The air is thick of tension and unspoken questions. No doubt everyone present has heard about it. If they missed tonight's report, they'll likely see in the morning news, and the papers on various news sites on the internet. Everywhere is a bitter reminder. In fact, everyone's giving me a wide berth as though the mere mention of Rose wouldn't be enough to trigger something in me. It's appreciated. It only serves to create a bigger hole in my place Rose has left. After lunch, my boss calls for a meeting. I don't have to look up for my work to know what it is about. He's in a strange, pensive mood today, probably out of respect for a dead colleague. Oddly, I'll appreciate it more if he just shouts at me today. Anything is better.
I'm sure you've all heard of what happened to Miss Cooper. She was a valued member of our team and she will be missed. There's no date for a funeral, yet, but those who wish to attend, kindly speak with your respective supervisors. By the way, has anyone heard about our still AWOL staff? None? HR, you know what to do.
Yeah, there's a lot of people in one go.
Santos, a word?
At the end of it, I've been given the entirety of Rose's workload, including finalizing the rights papers, and have been promised an ample compensation for my efforts. I think he's expecting me to be happy about it. Oh, wee. Instead, I immerse myself in my work. I have to, anyway, if I want to forget. Time flies when you do, and by the time I give notice, it's already late. Everyone's already gone, leaving me in the company of a radio and a member of our janitorial staff. I don't even know his name. Rose likely does. She remembers people easily like that.
The Luxbourne Police Department continues its search for the following reported missing people.
So here's where we kind of left off in the other route. So let's see here. The radio blares one recognizable name after a number. Hold on a second. Missing. Aren't they? Still, I've got to check. Frantic, I turn back to my desktop. The loud tapping tap-a-tap-tap of my fingers against the keys filled the office for the better part of my shift as I looked through everything. The background about the place, its history from the current owners, and lists of employees hiding under the BRC. And I'm right. Of course I am. BRC may have a lot of staff, etc, etc, etc. This is kind of the same dialogue. They may have a lot of agents hide under their company, but I'll remember those names anywhere. After all, they're also part of the crew who worked with us in preparing the mansion for the open house. Then the letters. No, that can't be. Did I doom Zach by bringing him with me to the mansion? Oh, and the priest, too. I hope it's not what I'm thinking.
But Rose is...
Something snaps into place in the fraction of a moment. These people, Rose, the letter.
I need to... No. If it's like this, they still won't believe me. I have to make sure of it first.
Evidence doesn't lie. That's what Ash often says, right? If I have proof, then maybe. I don't want to get my hopes up yet, but maybe there's still a way I can save them. The letter, my phone, the papers, anything that will be useful. I grab all of them and stuff them into my bag. I can't stay here. There's something I need to do. There's something those people should. The noise cuts sharply through the room, stopping my hand short of cramming a pen into my bag.
Hello? Anyone there?
Oh god. Really? Someone must have left their printer open again. That's not a printer. I may be in a hurry. If I don't turn it off, another person's certainly going to have a fit tomorrow for wasted company resources. Most of the time it's Rose who does the nagging, but... The clicking of my pen in my hand is a welcome distraction as I search for the said object. Each stride my feet takes also echoes throughout the empty workplace. I lost sight of my janitor minutes ago, and with me being the only one left, the tapping of my feet against the wooden floor is something I soon learned to appreciate. It doesn't take me long to find it. By the time I turn it off, 5 copies are already strewn about on the ground. The paper tray has also been left ajar. Oh god. Sighing, I pick up each of it up to put someplace proper. But the page that greets me next makes my blood run cold. You are very determined. The chill that makes its way up my spine is as numbing as that day in the attic. The sheets crinkle under my tense grip. All I can hear is my breathing as it rasps through my gritted teeth. But before I can even gather myself, take the steps out of here, total darkness suddenly envelops me. Oh god. There really is nowhere safe from this. As if hearing every horrid thought running from inside my head right now, something snaps. A soft creak, grating through the thin veil of stillness as I descend in my room. Every muscle, every bone in my body goes rigid at the sound. Familiar. So familiar now. Yet my own traitorous curiosity still presses me to take a careful peek over the cubicle's wall. Please don't let me looking at me. It's her. Standing in the only exit of the office, albeit facing away from me. She doesn't even need to turn around for me to know it's the same misshapen face, tired clothes, and unsightly gait. The same person in the attic. I take a step back and the pen I'm holding slips from my hand. Her tired head turns. No! A scream almost escapes my mouth, and I duck under the table as quickly as I can. My heart is pounding hard against my chest. Better make it never safe. I can hear the bone-chilling sounds of her walk, the weird clicking that follows her, and a telltale squelch of something wet as she walks towards me. Nearer and nearer. The sounds are slowly getting louder. The only thing keeping the whimper from escaping me is my hand as it covers my mouth. Someone, please save me. Ashhole, where are you? Anyone. I close my eyes, uttering a continuous stream of prayers, all the while attempting to steady my own breathing. Please, please don't let her hear me. Okay. Oh god. No! Oh, I'm dead.
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen.
The last lines of my prayer has left me. All that remains is a hush. None of her footsteps nor those chilling sounds she makes. Only silence. Is it safe? No. Another second passes, and when nothing comes... What? That's... Every time your face is really freaky. Got it. The seconds, minutes stretch out before me, agonizingly. Is she gone? Slowly I open my eyes to take a peek. Oh my god. I don't dare move or make a noise. In the face of such terror, I can only beg, let out silent pleas to whoever it is out there. Please, please don't let her notice. I want to live. So, since we're not too far away from it, let's just go for all the endings for this route. So we got ending 1, ending 2. Ending 2 might be an Isabella death route. It does have a skull, similar to the game over. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that ending may or may not be canon. Because I know for a fact, the best ending is not necessarily everyone trying to live. I just don't know what combination it's going to be. So, we'll try the other ending, so that I have my options and I have a kind of grip on the situation. Ooh boy. Look at that whole branch I missed. Alright, so meet up with her. Perhaps it's better to talk to Becca about this in person, not over the phone and when I'm calm. Or are we gonna both die in this route? It's not too late to give up hope that she'll listen to reasonable explanation.
Okay, okay. I'll meet you after school. So long as you don't make me pay, okay? I've already treated you to free food the other day.
You know I'm not like that. If there's anyone who should be complaining here, it's me.
But promise me you'll stay safe, alright?
What's gotten into you? I don't think that's necessary, considering I'll be at school the whole day. I'll wait for you here, understood? Don't be late. I can only stay until...
Promise me. If something bad happens, you'll run and...
The Luxbourne Police Department continues its search for the following reported missing people.
Am I never gonna make it to, like, Becca? Is this what's gonna happen? I left the phone away from my ears and turned my attention to the news. Never mind that Becca's still on the line. These faces. Hold on a second. Missing. Aren't they...
Becca, I'll call you back. There's something I have to look up.
Wait, Isabella, what are you...
Maybe I don't make it. Let's see. Frantic, I pressed the end call button and opened my laptop. Last times we got jumped as soon as we figured this out. So let's see what happens here. The loud tapping of my fingers against the keys fills the room for the rest of the day as I look through everything. The background about the place, its history from the current owners, and the list of employees hired under the BRC. And I'm right. Of course I am. The BRC may have a lot of staff. They may have a lot of agents hired under their company, but I'll remember those faces anywhere. After all, they're part of the crew who worked with us in preparing the mansion for the open house. Still, I've got to check. One by one, call after call, I go for each person missing on the list. This isn't anything illegal, right? I'm just someone concerned for a fellow coworker. Yes, you technically are. Oh no. So it looks like it might end up the same. The night has fallen by the time I've gone through the whole thing. They're gone. They're really gone. No one knows where, but they're gone. Then the letters. No, that can't be. I hope it's not what I'm thinking.
But Rose is...
Something snaps into place in a fraction of a moment. These people in Rose.
I need to tell someone.
They need to know. Ash, Zach, Becca. That's right. We've agreed to meet. She needs to know. Of course. Of course. The letter, my phone, papers, anything that will be useful. I'll grab all of them and make a run for the nearest bus stop. Oh, thank God we actually got out of the place. Does this ghost attack us out in the open in a crowd? Maybe only we see the ghost. So then it just murders us anyway. I'm already late. Becca must be really annoyed at me. But maybe if I use the subway, I can still get to her before her patience snaps. As I run, I bring my phone up to my ear. Her number is already being dialed. Each ring in sync with the quick tapping of my foot against the pavement, the sound taking away the edge from the agonizing weight. She's not answering. Becca? I turn to the nearest shortcut I know. A small street Becca has warned me never to take before. Oh, of course. Of course we go down the dark alley. No lights, no other pedestrians passing by this time of night. It's dangerous, but right now I have to. If I want to fix this, I have to get to her. Reaching the crosswalk at the end of a short avenue is a relief. A little more and I'll be at the station once I get to the other side of the street. My fingers fly over the keypad again and never attempt to call her. 5 seconds till the signs change. Please answer. Becca, really, I'm really counting on you right now, Becca. I'm backing you. That's a pun for begging. 4 seconds. Becca's still not picking up. 3. I redial her number for the third time. 2. Please, 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 I beg of you. 1. My feet are already moving. And I finally it connects. Help me! The world grinds to a halt. That is not Becca. Now I look up. She's there. With the same misshapen face, terror closed an unsightly gate. Her voice reaches out to me again, calling like every other time. Whispering, whispering, and whispering, drowning my ear with endless pleas and cries, gripping me with words I can't even begin to understand. There are shadows pulling at the edges of my vision, and terror her presence brings wounds itself tight on my legs this time, pinning me to the ground.
No! Enough! How can I possibly help you? I couldn't even help myself, or the people I dragged into this.
She smiles, her lips contorting into something twisted and menacing. Let me just get you a priest and help you. I have nothing to do with whatever happened to you. And right then and there, I understand the cutting anger in her eyes, and the depth of the circumstances we found ourselves in. There is no escape. It is the last thing I see before my phone slips from my fingers and... What? What? That's insane! No way! What? What? No way! This got cheap over that FWD Isabella 4-wheel drive. Let me check something here. Surprisingly enough, there was no skull there, except we obviously know something happened to Isabella. Could she have survived? Maybe. But she didn't look like it. That was crazy. Oh my god. My mind is blown. Oh no, I can't begin to imagine the other routes. Who are we?